Hello, my name is Asa, and today here we have a new tutorial, okay, for Roblox Studio. In this tutorial, I will show you how to animate a jump scare, okay, a jump scare. In this case, we're going to use a model that is in the toolbox, a free model, okay, that it's Billy from Piggy 2, okay, and we're going to animate also. I'm going to show you how to animate an idle animation, that is this one, and a very simple walking animation that it's pretty funny, this one, but anyway. Well, and the jump scare. Okay, so well, if you like this kind of tutorials, please leave a like, okay, subscribe to this channel, okay, and let's start with the tutorial. Okay, well, let's start with this animation tutorial. Okay, well, the first thing that we need to do is to find the model. Okay, so for this we are going to look here in the toolbox. If you don't have the toolbox, just click on here and home, and then we look for a decent model. Okay, so for example, here we have these models. Okay, so it's in the toolbox. Okay, so you just look for them. Then we have one that is infected and the other one. So let's use the infected. So let's drag it outside to the workspace, and let's move just this guy here. We don't need him. So we have this guy here, this Billy. Okay, and now we are not going to check the model. So if you're using the same model as me, well, you need to check it, or if not, you need to check here with RigEdit. Okay, what are the connections with this model? I guess everything is okay, but there is something that I don't like, that we don't have a torso, a lower torso. This is important to move the upper torso. Okay, so check what I'm going to do right now. First, here in the Billy, okay, I'm going to here click the plus, and then I'm going to write part. Then I'm going to select this part that is inside the model, and then I'm going to rename it as, let's say, lower torso. That's it. Now that this part is here, so I'm just going to move it and scale it to be as a lower torso. So you can set it a little transparent for the moment, and we are going to place to place it over here, like if we had a lower torso. So it is like the waist or something, if you want to see it like that. So you just rotate the camera, and I guess that's okay. Pretty much the thing. Now we set it to totally transparent, to 1, transparency 1. And then we are going to do this. We are going to use RigEdit. Okay, first we select the model, RigEdit, and then we are going to connect the humanoid root part with that part. Humanoid root part, click to lower torso that we just created. First humanoid root part and then lower torso, and then we just create the joint. Well, the humanoid root part is quite ugly, but well, anyway, let's keep it like that. Okay, so create joint. No problem, we don't need to modify anything else. But now the lower torso, we select the lower torso, and then you select the torso, the normal torso, okay, the upper torso, and then we just create the joint. Now we are going to drag this point that we just created, and we are going to drag it to the waist. So here, select it, and let's just move this to 0.01, and we just drag it here where it's going to rotate. That's okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, now we need to close this, and then we need to remove the originals, this joint, that you will have this in the same model if you have joint. So we are going to delete this one, the joint, and now we are going to remove another two that it's in this torso. So we don't need the legs, because we are going to connect the legs to the lower torso that we just created. So in that case, the legs will be independent from the upper torso. But if you don't understand what I mean, is this. Check. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to select animation and check. So if I want to move the upper torso, or the torso, that's the name. Let's add all. So if I want to move the torso, check what it happened. I cannot move this thing because it's moving all the legs. This is not very cool. So in order to do that, we are going to attach the legs to the lower torso that we created, and the upper torso is just going to be connected to the arms. So torso just with the arms. So remove this joints on motor 6D. Okay, right and left leg, remove. And then again, select the model, we go to RigEdit, and we select now the lower torso, and the left leg. We first the lower torso and then the left leg. Then create join. We are going to move this right now, but first let's do the same for the other leg, right leg, and create join. Now we select both connections and we drag them up. Oh, sorry. Select here. Let me move them. Oh, sorry. Press Shift to select both, and now we move them. To move it like this, okay, remember to set this to 0.01. Now we move it over there, and I guess that's okay, because we are just going to work with the JUmpscare, and that's it. We close this, and now we go to animation, and we are going to check what is happening now. Remember that what happened before, right? And now check. It's moving this, but it is not like connected. Hey, what happened with this? Okay, well, it's because we need to make another connection here. Okay, so let's check the lower torso here with RigEdit if this is happening. So we select the model, then rig, then we go to lower torso, that is the one that's holding this connection. Okay, and then here select the model, and this is lower torso. Okay, yes, that's okay. And this is, what is this one? Hood. Well, the hood is just something that it has in the body, doesn't matter, and I guess that's okay. Let me check if we have it. If not, okay, so the connection needs to be moved now. HumanoidRootPart with lower torso, and we have another one here. Is this one. This one is the one. Check, I was moving the HumanoidRootPart, so this is not important, but the one that I needed to move is this one, the torso that we just created. So it's rotating from here, so we need to move it here, and now it's going to rotate properly. This is a little mistake. Well, that's good that you see this. We remove the RigEdit and we open the animation, and now it's like rotating better. So like if we were had a waist or something. Anyway, we are ready to start. Okay, so let's start with the animation. So for the animation, we are going to try something. Okay, we're not going to use the real one as a reference because it's pretty cool. So we are going to try to create our own animation. Okay, so that's the idea. So not steal things. Okay, so from this model, we are still in the model. By the way, that it's from Tinus. Okay, but well, this is just for learning purposes. Okay. So, well, we have here. Now, let's try to think about the JUmpscare. First, the JUmpscare, it will be something like this. Probably this guy, it's going to take this weight, okay, and it's going to hold it above, okay? So we have the first part, we're going to add here all the parts of the body. Then here with the right mouse button, we're going to add a keyframe for all the parts. Then this is the initial part. Okay, so we are going to duplicate this, Control C, and then Control V, just to have some momentum of static. Okay, and then we are going to start the first frame. So let's start with basic frames. Okay, so this is the idea, guys. You start with keyframe. This is my position 1. Then my position 2, it will be when it's like trying to start like or get ready for the jump scare. So first thing is just move the hand or the arm, because in this case we just have the arm. So here we have the arm here. That's pretty cool. Try to think about the final pose when you are like, try to hold you something like that, okay? So it's always good. So something like this. Now we can move the waist. We can move the torso here. If you cannot click it on here, you can use this part here. And probably he's looking, check the head and move the head. Probably he's looking to the weight. And probably rotating a little bit the head. And probably the other hand, it's like taking it forward just to have some support. I don't know. You can create your own animation, and I will be happy to see your animations, guys. You can share it in my Twitter, that is in Asaotul. It's at Asaotul. Okay, so here we have this pose. Now we select again the torso and probably flip it a little bit backwards and to this side. Okay, I hope that I am not going so fast for you. Well, I guess that's okay. So this is like the first keyframe, second keyframe, and then we have the last keyframe, that it's the hit. Okay, so you can add here a frame. Sometimes it's difficult to return to the original position. Okay, so you just add here a keyframe, and then we are going to reset all the keyframes to have the original position. That sometimes it's better to start from this part. Okay, so now we select the torso, and because it's hitting, probably the torso it's moving a little bit forward. You can even move it to exaggerate the movement. And then we just go for the hand. Press R, remember to change from movement to rotation. And now let's think about how it's going to finish this. I'm going to make it like this. Like probably it's like this, and it's hitting like this. And now we are going to move it a little bit forward. We're going to press R. Here. Here. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Then up. R. Press R. Now here, and probably this one, I'm going to move it because we can select the handle. We press R. Probably we rotate it a little bit. We move it, adjust it, like just like it's in the hand. I don't know, maybe more rotation. Oh, now it's in my chest. Okay, don't worry, Billy. Like this. Now let's move it now like this. I guess that's okay. Now let's rotate the arm a little bit more. So we're going to exaggerate this thing. Okay, probably the torso a little bit forward. Yes, it's a little bit forward. A little bit to the left of the character. The other hand, it's like open because it has like some action. The backwards. Even the tail, we can animate the tail, but no, not right now. Then the head. So what I'm basically doing, guys, it's adding keyframes. Okay, so I am just simplifying the animation to 3 steps. Okay, so also the torso, I'm going to press the R and I'm going to move it down. So that's okay. So we have three animations. There are three keyframes, sorry. So 1, 2, and it looks okay. Not the big thing, okay, but and now we can just adjust some things. So let's think about this. When we go here to this part, boom, here below the name new Billy, we are going to add a keyframe for all the parts. So we select this one and we are selecting all the keyframes. So now check, I want to have some kind of momentum here. So we say Control C, selecting all of this, and then Control B, just to stop it a little bit. Okay. Then we go over here. We can add it more space, and we can increase the time for this. Let's set it to 50. If you don't have frames, guys, you can change here, time unit, seconds frame, or I prefer frames. And that's it. We have the jump scare, but let's add some more. So check here. While this thing it's going up, we are going to add some in-betweens, okay? So in the middle of these two, okay, from the position 1 to this one, we are going to move a little bit the handle. We are going to rotate it just to give some exaggeration. Probably the arm a little bit down. Even the head, because it's like pulling this thing with strong force. Okay, and maybe it's a subtle change, but it makes things look better. Check. Okay, very good. Now, for example, here, through here, and now here to the other one, to the final position, we do the same in the middle. We check the handle. And let's suppose that this thing is going backwards like this because it's with speed like this. Okay. It looks a little choppy for the computer where I'm recording. Okay. Now here, in the middle of this thing, it's like suffering a little bit to take this thing. Okay, so let's here, in the middle of this that we added, here, let's add another keyframes for all, add keyframes. And let's place this more or less in the middle, okay? So I'm going to move this one from 8. And now here in the middle, I'm going to move it here because it's like taking some strange or it's quite heavy. We know that he's strong, but well, we are exaggerating this thing. So he's just like taking some energy here. Okay. Ah, looks better. Okay, and now we have this. Imagine that you do this. Boom. There is like a little rebound thing. So let's move the hand a little bit backwards. Even the handle a little bit. The head probably back. The other hand, we move a little bit the hand and even the torso. So we did it like this. Probably. Okay, we have the animation ready. Okay, so this is pretty simple. It is just a simple tutorial about how to use this. Okay, now what we need to do is export this animation. We just click on here, export, set the priority to action, and then export. Okay, and then you will fill the information. You write like Billy, or Billy, right? Billy JUmpscare. Write something here, and then you just submit. Now, because we are going to test this, we are going to create a very simple walking animation, okay? So if you know how to make walking animations, don't worry, okay? Or if you don't know, so let's create here a new animation. Create new, create, and then we are going to work with this guy. So let me just here. I don't know, maybe I have a question here. Let me check my humanoid root part. Sometimes the humanoid root part is not facing the front part. So for example, if I add here a decal, it's going to show me the face, the front face, okay? So I want to see the front face, front face, front face. Oh yeah, it has the front face in the back. So we need to fix this, because if not, the model is going to be flipped. Okay, so let's do it. Let's change the humanoid root part. I select the humanoid root part here, and then we are going to connect it again to the here, set it to 45 degrees here in model, rotate 45 degrees, and then we are going to rotate this thing to 90 degrees. Now we check with the decal, we select here front, and yes, now it's facing forward, the humanoid root part. This is very important, guys, okay? Anyway, now that we do that, we need to connect again the humanoid root part. We select the model, we go to RigEdit. I'm sorry for that, I didn't check that thing, okay? So well, now we go for humanoid root part, and it's going to be connected to lower torso because it was deleted. We create joint, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. Now if we click on here, now it's facing forward, okay? So that's okay. I hope that the other one wasn't affected, the other animation. But anyway, so to make a walking animation pretty fast, okay, so let's start just like open, remove the rotation to 45. You can set it to 50, 25, and we rotate the feet like this, the other one like this, even the upper torso, the torso, if you want, you can add the torso here, and then move it here. I don't know how Billy walks in the original game, but well, the idea is to create our own animations. We can remove the rotate to have more control, and then check. If the leg is going front, the hand is going back. So in the other side is the opposite, like this, and we have the first frame. Now we're going to go here to the middle, and we're going to say the opposite, okay? So here we check this leg, we check again 25, and then back. Okay, perfect. This is pretty simple walking thing, okay? So it's not very accurate or something. Then we move the hands to the opposite. If leg is going front, hand is going back. Then this one. Okay, that's okay. And we can even open this one. I don't know. And then we just duplicate the first frames, Control C, Control V, and then we just set the loop and we check it. Okay. That's okay. But now we are going to move just the head a little bit. Alright, now check here. So we have, when the legs are open, we press R, and then we just select the lower torso that we created, lower torso, and we are going to move it down, just to make an illusion of something. And then we just copy this frame, Control C, to the last one, and then Okay. Very good. And then here, we're going to move it up, but check the process here. When it's like here, the two steps, we're going to move it up, okay? So probably here in this frame, up, 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 up. Okay, it's touching there. Then it's going to go here, the first frame. We select just the lower torso frame, check here, Control C, and we paste it in the middle. And then again, we go here, and we can paste this one, Control C, and we look for the same idea. Here, I guess here, Control B. And then the walking looks more natural. You can even move the head. So probably the head, it's like going with the head that it's in front. So we just rotate it a little bit here, just a little bit. So remove the 25 here, and then we just move it here in the middle. Now here, in the original frame, we just move to the other side and forward. And then we just copy everything, Control C, Control V. This is pretty simple, okay? So it's just for the tutorial, and that's it. Well, it's a lot, the movement, but well, anyway, we can make it a little bit not so. Yes, that's okay. Well, we have the walking animation, and that's it. We are not going to make anything else. So we are going to set the this to action, and then we are going to export, and then we are going to go to Billy walking. Billy walking, you write something in the description, you close here, and that's it. Now, what is good thing that we can do, probably it's the idle animation, but that will take too much. I don't know. Okay, let's add an idle animation, guys, just for you. This is a complete Billy tutorial. So let's select, let's create a new animation, and we are going to work with a simple idle. Okay, so let's add all just to have everything simplified, and let's think about the position. So let's think about a cool position for Billy. Probably Billy, I am thinking about something like simple here. The problem is that head it's a little bit let me think about. We want to have a simple animation. Okay, let's think about just like a pose. Okay, so we are looking for a nice pose. The head a little bit this, probably the torso also, but I don't know if the torso over here. Yes, I guess the torso looks okay. Now the hand like this, and we can have a nice idle animation here. So this is the initial position. We add some frames for all the parts, and then we are going to go here. We are going to set it to loop, and then we are going to think about another frame. So probably this guy is just like moving here. So 15 is in the same position, Control C. Let's paste another here, and in the middle we are going to add another part that it's moving, probably the arm back. Okay. Yeah, probably here, down. Control C, Control V. and then it's going up here. Let's make it simple here. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Yeah, it looks pretty lame. No, I don't know. I'm going to delete this one. Check. I have the first one and the last one that is the same. They are the same. And then I just move the hand here. So let's remove this. So here we have, let's go to the 15. Let's see if we can do this. We press R, we move it up and a little bit right. Okay. Now we check the handle and we move the handle a little bit up and right. It's like it's pulling this thing up because he's very strong. Okay, it's like moving this thing. So probably a little bit faster. So we select these ones and we drag them here. Okay, so probably here it's going up, check, up, but we need a momentum for the weight here and even for the arm, a little bit up. Okay, more or less. We are going to select this one, Control C, Control V. We are going to move this thing up. And we check. Okay, maybe it's too much, but don't worry. That's the idea, to make it different. So probably because he's like moving this thing in the original position, he's like a little bit move the torso, sorry. We move the torso a little bit here and the head a little bit to the center. Then we duplicate this one, Control C, Control V. Okay. And now when he's pushing this thing, probably he's like feeling the weight. He's like, okay, he's moving like this. I tried to do the movement with my body guys. Okay. Now what happened with this arm? Probably this arm is just like flipping a little bit here. Okay. For an idle animation, maybe it's too much. But well, let's select the head. And then with the head, let's move it this. And now for example, for the weight, I am thinking that we need to move it a little bit up. Up. That's so. Yeah. And then just here, I select this one. No, Control C. And I'm just going to select here the weight. So I look for the weight or handle, in this case, Control C, and I duplicate these ones here. B, just to give some momentum. Okay, might work. Okay, so here, pum, 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 llega aquí, okay, it's here. And then we are going to stop a little bit here. Okay, now in the middle of this, check, I just duplicated these ones that are the same, but here I will add something more with the hand. So I select the hand and I just move it a little bit back down. Okay, probably a little bit like that. Okay, I guess that's okay. Now let's check that everything is well. Control C, just in case I paste the first and the last one just to have a very nice look. Okay, now when we are dropping this thing, boom, 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 we are going to rotate a little bit the arm to the center. Okay. Okay, the arm it's rotated, but the handle, we need to adjust the handle because it's connected to the arm. Now let's see. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Here, let's see. I guess that's okay. And now another one, just here. We are here, boom. So let's select the torso. Let's look for the torso, and then just press R, and then we are going to drag it a little bit down, the original, here, and then we are going to copy this and in the last one. Control C, Control V. Okay. Torso, torso, torso. Here, a little bit up to exaggerate this thing. Okay, and now this hand, that it's probably here. And where is the hand, left arm? So here, and then it's opening. Maybe it's too much. And this one is too much also. Okay, Control C, Control B, Control C, Control C. Okay, this one it's a little bit too much. Okay, that's it. Now we Control C this one, the same from the left. Okay, and that's it. That's the animation. It's not perfect, but I guess might work. So then we are going to here go to set animation priority. We set it to idle, and then we just export this thing. And then we just write Billy idle. Billy idle. It sounds like a song. Yeah. And then we just submit. We close. And that's it. Now we're going to prepare everything to use, okay? So if you want to use Billy here as a starter character, we're going to do this. You select play. You click on play here. And you are going to use your character, okay? So you're going to take something from your character when it appears here. I explained this in another videos, okay? But well, let's see if this thing works. Sorry, because the camera computer is getting slow. Probably I need a new computer someday. Someday, guys. Someday. Well, anyway, you click on play. When you appear in here, you are going to do this. You go to workspace, you look for your name. In my case, it's Asaotul. And then inside Asaotul, you look for the animate file. Would you press Ctrl C, Ctrl C, Ctrl C, or here in the Explorer, copy. Okay, I copy the animate file from Asaotul or your username. Okay, so we close. What happened there? Anyway, then we have the file. This file we are going to paste it here. We are going to go in the Explorer to Starter Player, and then starter character scripts, and you are going to paste it. Paste into, and then you have this animate file. Now we are going to copy Bill. We are going to leave this, the original here, and we press Ctrl C, and then we are going to paste him here in starter player folder, no in character scripts, in starter player folder. Paste here, paste inside, it was a paste into, and then we are going to rename the name to starter character, no space, like this. Okay, starter character. Now this is ready, but we need to add the animation IDs. Okay, so you look for the animations IDs, you go to ROBLOX, and you copy all the animations IDs. Okay, so that you have, because I guess in the toolbox you don't have the animations. I don't know why. My meshes, my plugins, my group, models, audios, plugins, but you don't have any animation, so you go for your animations to ROBLOX. Okay, so you look for the IDs, or you can do it like this. You again click on this, export, and you re-export, overwrite, and then Billy-piggy, submit, and then you have the ID. You copy the ID, you close, then you go to the animate file that we pasted, and you look for the one that it says idle. You click on idle, animation 1, and you paste both values over there. Idle, idle. This. Now we go here and we just import from ROBLOX, and then we import the walking. We import it just to check it. Ignore warning, and then we just export it again. Overwrite, because we are going to export, and then we just copy. Okay, so we just overwrite. It's just to get the number, and then we just click on the animate file in the section that it says run, and you paste it. Also in the walk, you paste it. That's it. And then we didn't make any jumps, don't worry for the jumping, but we made the, what about the jump scare? Well, about the jump scare, I don't know if it's going to work, but I found here in the toolbox, I added like button or something like that, and it has this animation. Is I put it or I add this thing, this local script in the starter player scripts. Okay, so you can check it here. So let me check if I can make it bigger. I don't know if it's working. We are going to check it. So by Carlos 7902. Okay, it's animation player, something like that. You enable the script, and then we have the animation that we are going to use. So let's go for the jump scare. Import from ROBLOX. We look import the jump scare. Then we export. Make sure that it's in action. Export. Then overwrite. Then we just select this one, submit, and we copy the ID. Copy, close, and then we just paste here this thing that we just copied. Oh no, Control Z. We just paste it here inside the number. Don't delete the other things. But that's okay. That's the idle. Now pressing Z. We can press Z. Let's see if with Z it's working. I don't know if it's going to work this thing. Okay, so let's try it, guys. Now we are ready to hit play. I hope that this thing works, at least the Billy thing. And that's it. Don't forget to leave a like in this video. Let's see if we can have this thing working. Okay, here we have this guy. Well, we need to adjust some other things, but I will show you later. So let's see if the Z works. No, it's not working. Ah, yes, it's working, the jump scare. I press the Z and it's working. Then you can add a sound or something. Okay. Let me see if we can do it. Check that Billy, it's like his feet are here. So to fix this, you can go here to workspace, then you check the model that it's here, that it has your name, that's as auto. Then I check humanoid, and then we go for hip height. You select one, and it's now too much. 0.5, 0.5 it's flying, 0.3, probably 0.35, 0.38. I guess that's better. So we are going to modify that one, okay? Okay. I don't know, it's not perfect, but well. It looks like a lady. Okay, 0.38. So remember this value, it's 0.38. Then you go to the starter character that we were making, or your model, whatever, where you plan to use it. I'm just using this to test. So 0.38 in the humanoid, in the starter character, 0.38, and that's it. Probably the speed, it's very fast, so let's set it to 14. And then about the sound, we can go here to audio, and let's look for JUmpscare. I don't know if someone uploaded the Billy JUmpscare. JUmpscare Billy. Let me check. We just copy the ID. I guess we need to copy the ID. And then let's put the sound again in the replicated storage. So we go here. So my sonido will be in the game dot replicated storage dot sound. I hope that works. Okay, let's play it. And then the animation player, it can be here, this script. You can place it here in the starter game, on the starter player, on the starter pack. Any of these folders can be good. In these folders we can run the local scripts. Yeah, it's playing. So anyway, I hope that you like the tutorial. My name is Asa. Okay, and this was a tutorial in Roblox Studio about how to animate a jump scare. Okay, anyway, I hope that you like the tutorial. I will see you next time. My name is Asa. Don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.